the increase in trend of engineer or PMC's bias towards employers. So when you take a construction project, employer, contractor, and the PMC are three different stakeholders. But in the current scenario, the industry sees PMCs and employers as a single stakeholder. Is this healthy for the industry? In this video, we are going to discuss about the current trend that is not good for the industry's health. Let's go one by one. So, PMC's bias occurs when consultants favor employers' interest over contractors. PMCs are usually, in the history, how it evolved is that not all employers are technically strong to manage a project. So they appointed an engineer to supervise the project for them, yes, and to advise them when things go wrong, and to advise the contractors when things go wrong as an independent stakeholder. But now the allegation is they have lost their independency. They are totally biased towards employers. They may appear like stricter contract evaluations, unjust claim rejections, overly conservative risk assessments. So the result is, it questions around the impartiality and fairness in project execution. What is driving this trend? Employer dominance. Now employers has gained technical dominance as well as commercial dominance is always with them because they fund the projects. Employers control and contract the future works. The commercial pressure that is on the PMCs based on the employer satisfaction, whether this PMC is comfortable with us, whether we can go with them or we have to, because stricter PMCs or independent PMCs, there will be friction, and that friction will be the result of the industry growth. The pressure of repeated business, favorable alignment, and that ensures future contracts. Fear of litigation. If something goes wrong, that if PMC is taking a decision and employer is taking a decision and employer goes against the PMCs and they invoke their bank guarantees like professional indemnities. So these pressures push PMCs towards employer-centric decisions. So everything is negative. No, there are bright sides like better quality control, cost optimization, and budget adherence, because commercial is always towards the employer's wellness, stricter accountability of the contractors, and reduced project risks. What are the downsides? There is no fairness and collaboration. So it comes back to the dominance of who is holding the power of commercials. The employer is dominant and the PMCs are treated like their contractors. So you listen what I say. So this will erode the fairness and collaborations. The industry will grow when all the three minds work differently and add value to the industry. So this will result in increased disputes and claims, stifled innovations and creativity, demotivates the contractors and subcontractors. See, over a period of time, this trend will definitely make the industry unhealthy. So it is a duty for us who has been in this industry for so long to speak about this and change this trend, and what else we can do to change this trend and put back the progress of the industry back on the track. The impact on stakeholders' trust. Trust is the foundation for project success. You can even say the thriveness of the humanity. In a project, if you see, the employer will be from one country, the contractor will be from another country, and the PMC will be from some other country. It is like three countries working for a project. And the beauty may be they may be working for the people of some other nation. So it is like they could not see each other as a rivalries. It is a collaboration of technicality. It is a collaboration of culture. It's a collaboration of humanity. People seeing this video might think that we are seeing something very far, but it is necessary for us to see that why projects are built. Projects are built for the humanity. So the trust among the stakeholders will reflect in the end customer who is going to enjoy that. The subcontractors and suppliers will lose motivation. They will not just lose motivation, they will go bankrupt. Open communication and teamwork breaks down. They never see PMC as a partner or as someone who is unbiased, who will help us. Nobody will see that. Even employees doesn't see that. Long-term industry implications. It creates a culture of dispute and litigation. It puts the reputation of PMCs under risk, lowers innovation and efficiency. This is very important for every industry. If you don't have an R&D session, or if you don't feed the minds which are creative and innovative, you might not get a progressive industry. See, construction is a project where a huge number of people are involved. Like a big army working at site. Large projects may have from the top level management to the bottom level labor, we might have more than I've seen projects with 50,000 people. So greater minds come to work, and if they don't have the freedom of creativity and innovation, the industry will be at a high risk. Striking the balance. PMCs must maintain balance between all stakeholders. That's the role of PMC. Otherwise, PMC is not necessary, right? It has to maintain a transparent and well-documented decisions, involving contractors in discussions, objective evaluation criteria, independent third-party audits. So the true professionalism always lies in impartial judgment and balanced representations. Technology can help reduce bias to some extent. Like AI can help you to take unbiased, data-driven decisions. Even when you study AI, you understand that yes, even AI gets influenced. Today we are speaking in 2025. When we are studying AI itself says that I have some bias. For example, if you ask them to name some 10 CEOs for a story, not for the real companies, it gives only male names. Might be that it slowly gets out of this bias, but still, even AI are a bias to some extent. So this helps us to make decisions to some extent fairly. So cloud platforms share project data for all the parties, that not very few parties can access the data. No, everybody can access the data, so that when a dispute arises, that everybody be very transparent, say that the data doesn't say that. There is a delay, and the delay is due to the employer, and it is recorded. It's transparent in the cloud. So the analytics also to be unbiased. They detect the biased pattern in the decision making. Employers' role in maintaining fairness. Now we come to the main culprit. So employers shape the industry's culture. They do, because they control the industry to the large level, because most of the projects are funded by the employers. The percentage-wise, very few projects are funded by larger banks or nations. So the employer has to conduct independent audits to check PMCs. So you have PMC to check the contractor. is there any third party checking the performance of the PMCs? That's very important. You have to audit the PMC's performance. You have to audit your contract performance. You have to audit what is the expected claims. The PMC may say that everything is going fine, the contractor is not going to come up with a claim. But during a third-party audit, you can identify that the contractor is having issues and these will become claims later. Address this at the very earliest stage. Someone has to say that. So include balanced clauses in the contract. See, I am an international contract expert. When people call me to make contracts, they want to make one-sided contracts always. They don't understand that one-sided contracts will always put them in trouble. And when it goes for disputes, especially in international arbitrations, that will put your foot back when the contracts are one-sidedly drafted and they do not have any credibility and they do not have any risk allocations. So while drafting your GCC or while auditing your existing GCC, you see that whether these GCCs are balanced, whether the risks are allocated properly, whether the contractor or the PMC who is coming into the project for the execution knows the risk. Hiding the risk is not going to help anybody. Or transferring the complete risk to the other guy, independent or irrelevant of his capacity, will also not help your projects. So always offer collaborational incentives. Provide ethics and conflict management training. We keep all the technicality and commercial ahead. We have a human ethics. And we have to avoid conflicts. We have been so successful in avoiding conflicts. Let's be fair. I go to many conferences on claims and disputes. I've speaked in so many stages. I always believe that the disputes always goes down. People say that the trend in claims has increased, the trend in disputes has increased. The human evolution has always said that the conflicts has always in the downstream because humans doesn't like conflicts. If you've seen the wars which happened during the monarchy era, like kings, bloodsheds has come down and we have stopped the nuclear bombs. We are always a progressive community of humans who avoids conflicts. That's our nature. So that's what will drive the humans always. We always try to minimize the conflict because we are not happy when conflicts occur. So we try to minimize the conflict. So I am a very optimistic guy who believe that the conflicts will go down and it doesn't go down by itself. We have to take steps to reduce the conflict management. So every project has to introduce a conflict management, identify the conflicts which are going to come later. And your contract might be the reason for the conflict management. I've seen contracts which doesn't have a UOT class. I've seen contracts that doesn't have a variation class. I'm saying large projects, 10 million USDs, 50 million USDs. They don't have these classes and they don't draft a proper arbitration class. And even now, we request for multi-tied dispute resolutions, have a mediation, try for a mediation, try for negotiations, and then come to arbitrations. Don't directly jump to the legal decisions. So such classes has to be added in the contracts to avoid this and to have a balanced risk between the stakeholders. While employees' alignment is inevitable, the excessive bias harms the industry. The way forward lies in transparency, technology, balanced decision making. Let's build an industry driven by trust, innovation, and fairness. This video is especially dedicated to the future generation. And I always believe that the future generations are smarter, are intelligent, and they are the pillars of this industry who are going to, because being worked in these industries for more than almost 2 decades, I always believe that the youngsters will take it to the next level, and we have to educate them properly, and we have to give them the opportunity to do so. Thank you.